A common question I get asked by new investors is, once I buy my rental property, how do I qualify tenants? How do I make sure they're not going to tear up the place, skip out on rent? I'm going to have to go through evictions. Well, there's really two ways you can go about it. The first way is self-managing. This is where you take on all the burden, all the responsibility, and you not only market the property, prepare the property, take photos, then receive applications, qualify those applicants, do interviews, do walkthroughs, do showings. Then let's say you select one, okay? Then you're gonna need to get your security deposit, do a pre-move-in checklist, make sure they move in smoothly, transfer the keys, and then also make sure that they, continue in through their lease. And every month that you're making sure you're collecting rent, maintaining any repairs requests quickly. So this is quite cumbersome. And for some individuals, they like to self manage. I started off self managing, but the reality is, through my experience, I love to hand that off because my time has higher leverage value placing it elsewhere. Especially if I am working with investors who have 9 to 5s or want this to be more of a passive investment, then I would suggest you do option number two, which is hire a professional property management company. Now, how would you go about this? You would go about this by looking up on Google property management companies for the area that your property is. Additionally, you want to make sure not only that you find them, but they have good reviews. You can also look on Facebook with the area that you're investing in. Let's say Fayetteville real estate investors on Facebook. Okay, and here you can not only post about potential property management companies you're considering and asking for reviews or if anybody's worked with them. You can also ask for referrals and see who other investors recommend and who they've had good experience with. It's all about making sure that you do as much research as you can before entering into that relationship, because you're putting your investment in their hands, and honestly, the success will determine how well they do. When looking for a property management company, you want to make sure that they're charging you between 8 to 12% of monthly rents. So anytime they collect rent, let's say it's $1,000 a month and they're charging you 10%, then they will keep $100 and they'll send you the rest. That way you can pay your expenses and then, have your net cash flow after that. So you want to make sure they're in a reasonable range of the 8 to 12%, and also that they have excellent communication with yourself, with tenants, with other clients that they've seen, that they've worked with. So these are two ways that you can qualify your property management. And it's key because they're going to be taking care of all those repairs for you. You are going to be relying on them to take care of that toilet at 2 a.m. versus answering that call and getting an emergency plumber, things like that. And that takes a lot of stress off of your shoulders. That way you can either, continue focusing on your life and not really worrying about it. It is truly a passive investment versus actively managing and always worrying about the tenants and what's going on, and do I need to get maintenance, do I need to coordinate repairmen, contractors, things like that. So I always recommend using a property management company, getting that stress off your back, because you can leverage your time greater elsewhere. If you find this video interesting, go ahead and like it, please. Share it with a friend who might find it useful, and make sure you subscribe to my channel where I'm going to be teaching you more tips on how to build your investment portfolio effectively and efficiently. Also, if you're looking for a real estate mentor to help you start your portfolio, take a look in the description below this video where I have a link to my website about my mentorship program. Through the mentorship program, I help new investors start their portfolio confidently, ensuring that they don't make the same mistakes that I made and that their investments are going to be safe and sound. Not only that, but profitable.